here's where we have to get deep. Because mind control isn't just about fear, and that's one of the biggest misconceptions. One of the biggest misconceptions about psychological warfare is that it only works through fear or intimidation or obvious propaganda. But the truth is, the most effective psyops don't feel like psyops at all. They feel like entertainment. In the case of the Animaniacs, the weapon isn't violence. It was repetition, familiarity, and archetype encoding. These are tools used in advertising, military influence operations, and yes, in children's media. The first thing is repetition. The same archetypes, jokes, catchphrases, and patterns are repeated across episodes. Over time, your brain adopts these as mental shorthand. Yakko is the clever talker. Wacko is the chaos agent. Dot is the charming disruptor. That's archetype reinforcement. And once it's in place, you can use that archetype to deliver almost any message. Understand that this is the language of your subconscious. So your subconscious recognizes these archetypes, whether you consciously are aware of it or not. The power comes in you becoming more knowledgeable so that you can realize and see the archetypes, and you can decide and utilize your will in how you see said imagery or how you choose to use that imagery. Now, the second thing is the familiarity. By making the delivery system lovable and predictable in personality, if not in action, they bypass skepticism. So if you already like Yakko, you are more likely to accept or at least entertain whatever truth, parody, or jab he throws out. The character becomes a trusted conduit. This is the issue. This is how so many celebrities have such a powerful influence, because you grow to love these personalities that they portray, forgetting that they are simply acting. And in loving these personalities and building these bonds, you trust their character. So what they tell you, you tend to gravitate towards as truth. You're going to believe that over believing some random stranger. This is the power and influence that comes with being famous or being a celebrity or being the conduit of media in this society. Number 3, and I briefly spoke this, archetype encoding. Archetypes speak directly to the subconscious because they are older than language. It's in your DNA. When you put a message inside a trickster act, the conscious mind is too busy laughing to guard the gates, but the subconscious takes notes. Now here's the subtle part. Animaniacs often targeted systems of power, Hollywood execs, political leaders, corporate greed, even aspects of the school system. But because these were wrapped in humor and non-threatening animation, the satirical blows slip past the cultural censors. That's what's in Psyops. You'd call camouflage delivery. Make the payload look like something fun so it is never intercepted. This is people's problem with saying some media is too woke, because it is delivering these liberal messages, and sometimes they are conservative. So they are delivering propaganda to you and camouflaging it through comedy, through entertainment, right? And most animated films and series do this, whether intentionally or as part of the machine. We've seen Disney embed moral codes, social hierarchies, and cultural myths into their stories for decades, and you learn them without ever realizing you were in class. That could be happening also on the flip side, and there could be propaganda and agendas also being fed through these same channels. Pixar has often used emotional arcs to normalize difficult truths about death, identity, or social corporation. But you have to be mindful of the same thing. Looney Tunes, as we discussed before. And if you haven't seen that Looney Tunes series, please go back and check it out. But Looney Tunes, before Animaniacs, were already planting cultural attitudes and social scripts in slapstick or chaos comedy. And we know that the Looney Tunes came about during a very racial period, right? So there's a lot of racial undertones underneath or being delivered through those archetypes. Now, esoterically, this is symbolic entrainment. It is tuning your emotional and cognitive frequency to respond a certain way when a particular archetype, symbol, or pattern appears. And once your mind is entrained, it can be guided, not always maliciously, but definitely powerfully. And Animaniacs tends to utilize those same things. So something like a Animaniac shows you this in a playful manner. And we can even see where this has even been used to flip that within the system. Because they were also showing you how to utilize chaos, and chaos makes you question the system. But make no mistake, the technique is the same. It all boils down to the intention. Not every creator is creating with the intention of maliciously taking from you. There are some creators who create to uplift and inspire others. But we are also dealing with the machine. So we got to eat the meat, spit out the bones. Everything is not going to be perfect. There's going to be downsides to everything, but you got to pick. You got to take your jewels, take the nuggets, take what you can get from it and move on, because there is going to be both. Because most of the time, you're not even going to get that media without it being some bullshit wrapped up in there somewhere. There got to be some type of something. It might be a very heavy message, but it also might give you some white savior shit. It's going to come with it. You got to eat the meat and spit out the bones. You're not going to get it all that way, because there are forces at play that is very much against your awakening. Yakko, Wacko, and Die. And more than just cartoons, they're a wake-up call wrapped in chaos comedy, wrapped in animation.